The only sustainable competitive advantage in the age of AI is building a personal brand. Elon Musk and Tesla built this huge brand without an advertising department because Elon has more than 200 million followers, so Elon and Tesla never needed an advertising department.
Vladimer Botsvadze, Global Marketing Thought Leader and Advisory Board Member at the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. And Vladimir serves as well as a mentor at Techstars.
If I have done to build my personal brand, I will not be replaced by generative AI because I have an emotional attachment to the world. But if I have never done my work to build my personal brand, I will be replaced by AI.
Hello and welcome to Dinis Guarda YouTube podcast show. Once again, powered by citiesabc.com, businessabc.net, and wisdomia.ai. We keep profiling the global leaders, the thought leaders, and the people making a change in the world that is more and more, I would say, disrupted and inspired by technologies, by artificial intelligence, by a lot of different things. But especially what we celebrate in this series and profile is the doers, the people from all over the world, from different cultures, different backgrounds, that are bringing their narrative, their idea, their different visions and inspiration to make the world a better place. And of course, this series focuses a lot in thought leadership, the importance of digital transformation, the AI integration in terms of the daily life of our businesses, our personal brands. And today I'm very excited to welcome to our series one of the global marketing thought leaders that has been actually pushing the boundaries, still very young, but the boundaries that we can actually look at, especially artificial intelligence and digital, to empower our business, our organizations, our academy and schools and universities. So I welcome to our series Vladimer Botsvadze, Global Marketing Thought Leader and Advisory Board Member at the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. And Vladimir serves as well as a mentor at Techstars. Vladimir is a personality that has been building from a self-paced as one of the most impactful personalities in the areas of artificial intelligence, marketing, and digital transformation, and especially focus on empowering the skills that this can be taken to professionals and organizations worldwide. So Vladimir is a prolific personality that from Georgia to the world have been mentoring and organizing and as well in collaborating with multiple institutions and platforms, including UCLA and Venture Accelerator, the University of Westminster, Mentor Cruise, Faster Capital, and the online incubator Mentoring Club, just to mention a couple of them. Vladimir serves as well as advisory council at the Harvard Business Review and has been as well highlighted by the American Marketing Association. So from a lot of the work has been focused is mostly collaborating between the areas of thought leadership, how we can actually train as well people and individuals around the world, from thousands of people that has been actually integrating, and as well very focused in bringing the areas of artificial intelligence, data science, and cybersecurity, where it actually has been associated and as well has been regularly featuring and speaking and integrating a lot of solutions around this. So he has been ranked as well as top thought leader worldwide in marketing and other different areas. And as well has been, I think, as I mentioned, some of the names, some of the especially organizations where he's been active and member is the International Academy of Digital Arts and Science, and then AIM10X, Innovators Network, XR for All, an initiative by the European Commission aimed at strengthening the European XR industry, the CMO Council, and Rethink Retail. So the list continues, but I want to welcome Vladimir to our podcast series and show, and I'm very excited to have you here.
Hi, Dinis. It is a delight to be a guest on your podcast. Many thanks for this invitation and a great introduction, and excited and thrilled to share my actionable insights with your audience today.
Thank you so much. So, Vladimir, you come from Georgia, which is a country that I have a personal affiliation through my family, but you've been from Georgia, which is a small country for people that know in the Caucasus, and there's been in the middle of a lot of different cultures and revolutions as well, and very dynamic in technology to the world. So from that, you've been to Dubai, to the US, and you are right
UK as
now
well.
in the UK. So tell us a bit about your personal background, how you pick from that fantastic country, actually one of the countries that invented the wine and a lot of other things, until this global personality that you are today.
Oh, thank you, Dinis, for this great question. I come from Georgia, and Georgia is one of the oldest countries in the world. I'm very proud where I come from. And so I was born in 1987 in Georgia. I grew up in the independent country of Georgia. I was dreaming big. I was burning the midnight oil. I was very diligent, very hardworking. So my parents supported my journey as much as they could. My father, renowned professor in Georgia. My mother is a doctor. And I love geography, math, and practical subjects in childhood that I wanted to learn and explore to navigate this world. So when I completed my second year of bachelor studies in computer engineering, computer technologies at Georgia Technical University, I got a visa from the U.S. Embassy, so I moved to the United States when I was 18, 2006. I was involved in a summer exchange work and travel program. So I moved from Tbilisi to Washington D.C. I lived on the outskirts in Silver Spring. I had like a 10 days training. So after I completed a 10 days training in Washington D.C., I moved with my colleague to Menezes to work for Continental Pulse in Menezes, Westgate. So it was like a 25 minutes drive from Washington D.C. It was very. If I got my first job in the United States, so my journey has been special, and I have built up a world-class career because when you move from Georgia to the U.S. at the age of 18, you become ambitious. You understand the importance of personal branding. You giving 150% day in and day out. You become a long-term thinker. So United States has laid strong foundation for my success. So after I completed my duty at Continental Post in September, I moved to New York City. So New York City is the best melting pot in the world. So I started seeing the world faster, easier, clearer. So New York City experience is worth its weight in gold. That's why I started rubbing shoulders with successful people. I was spending so much time at New York City Public Library. I was galvanized this frenetic pace of New York City. So in 2006, when I was in September, not many people were using social media for professional purposes. So we were pushing physical activities. So I think I was attending networking events. I was building my network. I started seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. So I became optimist in New York City, Dinis. So I moved to New York City with an empty CV. I mean, my CV was literally empty. Now in 2025, I have like 200 awards. I mean, 100 media interviews. Working as an advisory board member, USA Institute, Techstars. I mean, a judge for Webby Awards. Great accolades. But in 2006. My situation was vice versa, Dinis. But New York City gave me such foundation, such hope that everything is possible if you put in the work. So after living in New York in 2006, I moved back to my country. I completed my bachelor's degree in computer technologies at Georgia Technical University. I was enrolled in a master's program in Georgia in economics, international economic relations. I also completed my certificate program in business planning, analysis, and administration at European School of Management, that is part of Free University in Tbilisi, one of the most prestigious universities. So I learned the basics of marketing business at European School of Management that sets the stage for my growth in marketing, in 2008. So in 2009, while doing my master's in economics, I moved to London 2009. So I studied business English with a focus on marketing and customer service. So after I attended Embassy CES in Greenwich. I studied for 6 weeks. I received the certificate from my instructors. So I was then I spent 5 months in London, Dinis, in London. So I was working, I was building skills, and I was building my network, in 2009. So you know that London is a very expensive city, but I mean, but I got a job. I was working. I built my network. London even pushed me forward, and I became a lifelong learner. And in 2009 and 10, everyone was talking about Twitter in London. So I was curious about Twitter and social media. And so I was sitting at a Pret a Manger store on Oxford Street in London. I was building my personal brand from scratch. I was curious. I was networking. So from 2010, so then I returned from London to Georgia. I completed my master's in international economic relations, and I was enrolled on the program of PhD in logistics that focused on transport engineering, that focused on international logistic markets. So from 2010, 2013, I did my PhD, and I obtained my PhD in 2013. So in 2014, I attended a conference in Dubai, Dubai Internet City. It was March or April, as I remember. So I listened to practical speakers. It was a brand building and social media network for business development in 2014. So I had how many followers I had in 2014? Probably 50, 60 followers. So I was not even thinking that Twitter was going to be instrumental in my career, but I listened to practical speakers. They shared actionable tips with me. I understood importance of personal branding. In Dubai, I instantly hit the ground running on Twitter. So from 2014 to 2020, I went from 50, 60 followers to 57,000 followers, organically, without spending any dollars on Twitter. So my cloud score was 58 in 2014, but it reached 80 in 2018. So from 2014 to 2018, I won 3 awards, Dinis. 2015, Analytica recognized me as number 65 B2B Twitter marketing influencer. 2017, I was among top 100 virtual reality influencers. So in 2018, I was among top 100 digital transformation influencers. And in 20 December 2018, I joined Thinkers 360, and in 2019, Thinkers 360 recognized me number 6 global AI influencer, and in 2020, I was ranked number 1 global marketing thought leader. No, number 1 in marketing, also number 1 in supply chain and procurement. So number 1 spots in 3 domains in 2020. So I was going from strength to strength. In 2020, I was interviewed by Engati, CX, Drishti Shah. I was also interviewed by Dr. Dear Hamilton. And so 2 interviews in 2020, podcast interviews. I shared my 2 interviews with speakers bureaus, and more than 20 speakers bureaus in 2020 signed me as a speaker. And in 2021, I was invited as a judge to Digital Revolution Awards in the UK, and I judged nominations such as Outstanding Contribution to Microsoft Ecosystem and Techstar of the Year. So in 2021, I was interviewed by Melanie Boylan on the Irish Tech News podcast. 2022, remarkable year for my career growth. I was a guest on 20 podcasts. I was interviewed by American Marketing Association in Boston, that is based in Boston. I served as a mentor at Takeoff Istanbul Startup Summit. And you know that Turkey has already produced more than 6-7 unicorns. And I was very honored that I was invited as a mentor to one of the leading startup summits as a mentor where more than 6-7 unicorns were produced. So I think I was also recognized among top 10 global startup thought leaders by Thinkers 360. So Thinkers 360, Dinis, has been a driving force behind my growth, you know. Thinkers 360. I'm very grateful to Yesenia and everyone at Thinkers 360 because they supported my journey. And I almost reinvested my last dollar into my Thinkers 360 ranking. So I was ranked among top 10 overall and among top 20 in AI, among top 10 in digital transformation, number one in marketing. I was ranked number one from 2019 to 2023. Number one startups among top 5, digital transformation among top 10. Also digital disruption, I think among top 20 as I remember. In generative AI, among top 25 last year. So in 2023, I became a mentor at Techstars, founder Catalyst in Saudi Arabia, and also Techstars Detroit powered by JP Morgan. I also became a judge for Stewie Awards and also Webby Awards. Webby Awards, and you know that Webby Awards is like Oscars of internet. So I think it is a pinnacle. So I'm very honored to be also an associate member of International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences, IADAS, that is part of Webby Awards. So also Gartner Marketing Communication Awards elected me as a judge in London, as an executive judge. I became a keynote speaker at Kruger-Kohn, a prestigious elite celebrity speakers bureaus based in London. I became a mentor at Abu Dhabi SME Hub. I became a mentor at UCL Innovation Enterprise. I also became an advisory council member of the Harvard Business Review, advisory board member of the United States AI Institute, United States Data Science Institute, United States Cybersecurity Institute. I think more than 40 million global reach on Twitter, 130,000 followers, 200 global awards, 150 media interviews. I have been featured in Success Magazine, January, February issue 2025. And also my other awards include number 4 Internet Marketing Guru by Global Gurus, 2023. Among top 25, there are some esteemed colleagues listed, such as number 1 was James Clear, number 2 Jay Bayer, number 3 Neil Patel. I was number 4, and Gary Vaynerchuk was number 5. Also, I have been recognized among the world official top 21 AI speakers by AI Speakers Agency, among top 25 digital transformation influencers by Sparity, top 100 retail influencers by Racing Retail 2022. I served on the advisory council in 2022. Also among top 30 transformation leader by Exelion magazine. I have been also featured in Bloomberg, Business Insider, Wired, Yahoo Finance, European Business Review, Edge Leaders magazine. And I became a mentor at UCLA Anderson Venture Accelerator. I have 40 recommendations on LinkedIn, 67 global work experiences, more than 1,000 skill
So
endorsements.
Vladimir, so thank you. Well,
It is everything I wanted to say.
okay, fantastic. Congratulations on that. So let's go. So from this accolade, so what has been your work right now? You've been working in education and you build your brand. So I would like to know, for instance, in terms of your audience and your followers, how you were engaging to build this community.
Well, I'm audience centric, Dinis, and the reason that I have become an exponential career with hard work, drive, persistence, long-term thinking is that I interact with my audience. So you know that social media is a reactionary business. It's all about listening and responding. So as I was surrounded by my great mentors on X, Twitter, I'm very grateful to my colleagues who inspired me to build my website in 2015. And now if you Google digital marketing keynote speaker, my website is on page 1 on Google. So I earn trust, I build authority. So I'm very interactive, Dinis, with my audience. I build emotional connection with my followers, whether I speak at global events or I tweet or I create blog posts or wherever I contribute, online, offline, I always show gratitude. So I built emotional connection. We were exploring the future of marketing together. And my robust career is a testament of my communication skills because communication dictates everything that is going on in this world. I communicated. I have shown my heart, my smile, my face, my passion, my compassion. It has built my personal brand. Now my audiences are like startup owners, C-suite executives, marketing managers, students. So I'm very honored that I can share my practical, actionable, future-proof insights with my global audiences.
Fantastic. And so one of the things I'm particularly excited on this series is to portray people from all over the world that have different ways of looking at digital and how digital can empower people. So you are from Georgia, like we mentioned, but you have as well a lot of work in the US, in UK, in Europe, and as well in Middle East. So from this audience, and as well to build your brand, and I think it's very important. One of the things that I always feel that is underappreciated is I think the work that you just mentioned in building a brand. So you mentioned Thinkers 360, you mentioned Ingati, you mentioned a lot of different things. So from this work of building a brand that I would like to touch, because one of the things as I've been, like you mentioned, working with universities and working with a lot of different organizations, and definitely I think the importance of personal brand is not well highlighted. And although we have all these fantastic tools, most of people don't know how to use it. For instance, from LinkedIn, the study says that there's 1.1 billion people on LinkedIn, only 1% or less than 1% even post. So, and as well, the engagement is very small. So from this audience that you just mentioned, how are you right now building that community? Are you having regular events with them? Are you talking with them? Are you building initiatives?
Dinis, it is a great question, very relevant question. That global education is a sinking ship. They are not even teaching personal branding their students. I think this is an elephant, not only elephant in the room, also elephant in the world. And I think if they are investing $200,000 in global MBAs and they are not studying anything about personal branding, they are wasting their money because nowadays a degree gives you nothing in the global marketplace, nothing. So Google is your CV, Twitter, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and the rest of channels are your main drivers of success. So everyone, I inspire everyone to become action oriented, and I think one conference in Dubai changed my career, as I mentioned, right? One conference, Dinis, one conference from Dubai changed my entire course of my career, entire career. So I think I inspire everyone to become proactive, you know. So they need to start attending global conferences. They need to become curious. I think curiosity is a main reason why I am who I am today. You know, because I'm curious. I'm always looking for new information. I always want to pick other people's brains. I never say that I'm a smartest person in the room because someone who was ranked number one was very proactive, pushing, giving out 150% day in and day out. I never rest on my laurels and I always look to my laurels, you know. So I think this drive, this open-mindedness, I think open-mindedness is also my biggest strength, you know. So as I'm an invited lecturer, mentor at University of Westminster, I mentored a student, master student, yesterday at University of Westminster, and I shared my practical tips that she needs to be active on X, Twitter, Medium, LinkedIn, Blogger, WordPress, Tumblr, Threads, Blue Sky, Nostr, emerging platforms. Because nowadays, Dinis, people are running from X, Twitter to Blue Sky, right? So I inspire my mentees to put their eggs into different baskets, you know. So as they build their presence on various channels and they become authentic, they show more patience, because you know that so many people give up after 5 posts, after 10 tweets, after 10 videos, after 10 podcast episodes, because building momentum is not easy, right? So I inspire them to think long term, to reinvest every penny into your growth, because your business grows when you reinvest every penny into your growth, into your business. So as I was recognized number 65 B2B marketing influencer by Analytica in 2015, and I was tweeting, and I have built my personal brand from my heart, not from my head. So vast majority build their personal brands or businesses from their heads, but only tiny minority build from their heart. So building from your heart is what makes all the difference, you know.
So this is a very important area that you just touched. So from this work, you just mentioned your work advising people in universities. So there's definitely a big challenge with the digital divide and digital transformation. So I think most of the studies talk that, for instance, there's 3.5 billion people playing games every day. Of course, if you look at social media, there's around probably 4 billion people in social media every day. But the challenge is that really there's the 99 or I think probably 0.1% are creators, and they actually build a brand on digital. So for people listening to us, and as well from the work that you've been doing building your brand worldwide, and of course the way is how you build a brand and how you create a business out of it. And especially as you get into artificial intelligence is automating a lot of things, but it's creating even more issues. So I would like to see how you see this from an education perspective. And you mentioned the challenge that education organizations are facing, and you're working with a lot of them. So how can we mitigate this in the idea of education? And your personal experience, what do you think is the most important thing that you can actually leverage to solve, and as well to create new revenue models, and as well new ways for people to be empowered?
You know, ChatGPT has 4.5 billion monthly active website visitors, Dinis, you know? So generative AI and ChatGPT taking the world by storm. So marketing jobs are going away, Dinis, you know? So Sam Altman, who is the OpenAI CEO, said that 95% of marketers are due to be replaced by generative AI, and 5% is your personal brand. Because if I have done to build my personal brand, I will not be replaced by generative AI because I have an emotional attachment to the world. But if I'm a copywriter, blogger, coder, marketer, and I have never done my work to build my personal brand, I will be replaced by AI because I don't have emotional attachment, you know? So IQ is declining value because of technology, because hard skills are commoditized, and EQ, emotional intelligence, is becoming decisive in the age of AI and automation, you know? So the only sustainable competitive advantage in the age of AI is building a personal brand, you know? And so building a personal brand is not a walk in the park. It takes strategic thinking. It takes long-term thinking. It requires patience. It needs to be passionate and to be curious on a daily basis and to start networking, you know. And as I build my network and community on X Twitter, because of I was tweeting, I was showing light, I was making myself conspicuous. It was the main reason why I won awards. When vast majority around me were denigrating and belittling personal branding, Twitter, sharing content, and people were judging me 10 years ago why I was tweeting and why I was spending so much time on Twitter. But you know, I believe in my past. I always imagine myself as a winner, and I know what I'm doing. You know, so as I build my past instead of following the crowd, even I have done my bachelor's degree, master's, PhD. I knew that. That networking was going to reinvent my career, Dinis. Networking. So as I built my network, incredible. I reached incredible heights because of Twitter, because I was inspired by Jack Dorsey. I was inspired by Elon Musk. I was inspired by networking, communication. You know that a great example of personal branding is Elon Musk because Tesla's market share as of December 2024, according to Visual Capitalist, was $1.4 trillion, and Toyota's market share was $231 billion because from 2010 to 2022, Elon Musk and Tesla built this huge brand without an advertising department because Elon has more than 200 million followers. So Elon and Tesla never needed advertising departments. Of course, in 2023 and 2024, they spent a couple of millions of dollars on advertising, but personal branding has driven Tesla's success, you know, as it has become a $1 trillion automaker, whereas Toyota and the rest of German automakers are behind. Personal branding surpasses traditional marketing and advertising, you know, personal branding. So personal branding is everything. Whether I build my personal brand and I become a marketing thought leader and AI thought leader, it is a point of differentiation. And also if they are co-founders and founders of multi-billion and $1 trillion companies. Direct consumer connection is a game. As I mentioned, that social media is a reactionary business. It's all about listening and responding. And Elon is curious on a daily basis. So I don't know that you know anybody from Mercedes-Benz, General Motors, Ford Motor Company, where their executives are curious on a daily basis on X Twitter, and they directly answer consumers' questions on Twitter X. I don't know anybody, but Elon responds. Elon is curious. Elon has a feedback loop. So if somebody is not satisfied with a Tesla's product, they answer questions. Elon responds, and this direct consumer connection is what built customer loyalty and brand building. You know. Tesla's brand was built on Elon Musk's direct communication with Tesla's owners. He has built a huge community. Elon has an emotional connection with Tesla's owners. Of course, in the last 4 months, the growth has stopped a bit for Tesla, but in retrospect, it has become $1 trillion a traditional automaker because of personal branding, emotional connection, direct consumer connection, curiosity. And Elon is a lifelong learner, and I inspire everyone to build their personal brands. As for example, Brian Chesky of Airbnb disrupted hospitality brands because of Twitter and direct connection with Airbnb's users. Also, Daniel Ek of Spotify, one of the leading disruptors in the last 15 years, also has great community on X, Twitter. So Spotify disrupted music industry. So we have so many disruptors nowadays. You know that adapting to the reality of the marketplace is very important. So when our society was transitioning from DVD to online streaming, Blockbuster board members sat in the board. They disregarded to buy Netflix for $50 million. But at the time, Blockbuster was a $6 billion company, so they did not buy Netflix for $50 million, and they were thinking that our consumers are very comfortable with visiting our stores and touching DVDs. They invested all their money in backward-looking advertising, and they went out of business. And same is happening nowadays because AI is becoming every brand's competitive advantage. So more than 80% of companies that don't integrate AI into their daily operations, they will go out of business, like Blockbuster and the rest of the brands like Nokia that lost market share, Kodak and BlackBerry lost market share because being relevant and being consumer-centric are truly of paramount importance.
So one of the things that you've been working is that you are part of the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. So can you tell us about that institute? And as well, how do you see the work of AI, and you touch that, shaping the new professionals? Because I think there's the personal brand, but like you said, a lot of AI is going to disrupt anything. And you're going to have to create new ways of using personal brand to create new business models, new roles in society.
Yes, thank you, Dinis, for this great question. I think I'm very honored that I serve on the advisory board of the United States AI Institute, as I have been consistently recognized among top 20 AI thought leaders by Thinkers 360. And you know that you are also part of the Thinkers 360, and you know that how competitive AI is at Thinkers 360. I think most people create content and add content when it comes to AI. So I have been very honored that I was recognized, and as I was recognized among top 20, I serve on advisory boards. So when it comes to the most critical skills today, AI leaders need today, first is strategic thinking, because the ability to align AI initiatives with business goals, anticipate industry shifts, and identify long-term opportunities and risks. And second, I think second is ethical judgment, a strong grasp of AI ethics, fairness, privacy, and bias mitigation. Leaders must make informed decisions about responsible development and deployment. Communication skills, Dinis, the capability to translate AI concepts into language stakeholders can understand, and to build trust across audiences. So adaptability, as I mentioned, that staying agile and fast changing technology and regulation. Leaders need to embrace continuous learning and pivot quickly when needed. And talent leadership, attracting, developing, and retaining AI talent while fostering a collaborative and innovative, inclusive teams are very important. So I think when it comes to certifications, I think continuous learning, changing the future of work, especially in competitive digital markets. And first is skills as currency. So in fast moving tech sectors, formal degrees are losing ground to skills-based hiring. Certifications offer employers a verifiable proof of specific competitive accelerating the hiring process. Second is democratizing access to the AI careers. Online certifications lower the barrier to entry, enabling people from non-traditional backgrounds and underrepresented regions to gain AI and data science skills without needing a costly university degree, So changing talent market dynamics. Markets with a high density or certified AI professionals become attractive for investments and innovation, And I think, for example, someone's salary without an AI certificate is $70,000 annual salary. And if, for example, they acquire our certificates, their salaries double and it reaches $140,000 annually,
So you touch a very important thing. So this is one of the things I want to touch. So let's look at a couple of case studies. So for instance, you are from Georgia and you build a global career out of Georgia. Of course, you had a good family, but it's your work. So if someone is in Africa, can do the same. And of course, depends. Of course, in your case, you had the privilege to study in the US, the privilege to study. So one of the questions I have, and I think this is very important because when you look at especially how AI is going to take the world economy, and if you see the disruption that social media took for good and for bad, because of course, right now we managed to create amazing new jobs, and even the fact that you are in the other side of the world speaking with me here, it's a great achievement. But I think the point is that we can explain this to new young people that are in universities, or then people that are in middle career, because that's as well the challenge, people that are in their 40s and 50s, that if they lose their job, they have a problem, because if they don't have a personal brand, they have a big challenge. And I think this is the two cases that I think it's important that we highlight, because I think there's a lot of theory. Of course, there's the theory that AI is going to destroy all the jobs. And then, of course, there's another theory, which is partly in Silicon Valley. Okay, AI is going to make a world fantastic. No one needs to work. And there's going to be robots and AIs, which is not true at all, because actually the studies say that people are working more than ever. And ultimately, there's as well a lot of inequality. So because, of course, these tools, like you said, imply a lot of investment, a lot of hard work, a lot of different parts. So I'd like to see your views and how you see the two cases, young person, whatever it is in the world, and someone in their 40s that they don't have any brand.
Well, I'm a lifelong learner, Dinis. I'm a curious guy. I actively listen to my audience. I think it has been the backbone of what I built so far, because communication dictates everything that is going on in this world. Nobody trusts, believes, and sees those as because advertising steals our time, Trust in businesses, brands, and advertising has declined 15 years in a row. We are in age to age, human to human. It's no longer B2B or B2C. You agree, right? So we trust our friends. We trust our family members. We trust our colleagues. We trust our community. We no longer trust brands that disrespect our time, So they spam us, they robocall us, they intercept us, they totally cross the line with us. So nobody trusts it. So it is very important just to build your personal brand. So if ChatGPT 5.0's IQ is 180 and Elon Musk IQ is somewhere between 155, 175, and Albert Einstein's IQ was somewhere between 155, 165. Just imagine that you have ChatGPT in your pocket that is almost smarter than Elon Musk and Albert Einstein was, It is as clear as day, So OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said that nowadays almost every person can create a unicorn. So generative AI levels a playing field, Dinis. Everyone has equal chance to succeed. It does not care about your background, your education, your where you come from. If you take action, you will succeed. You will move forward. So being action oriented is very important nowadays. Being action oriented, being optimist, because I believe that optimistic people create a brighter future. You know. So I was tweeting from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. in order to build my side hustle, my personal brand. So I have turned my side hustle into a profitable business because I was pushing, I was curious, I was inspired by everyone on X Twitter that Analytica recognize them as influencers. So I was learning from everyone. So if they were creating and sharing actionable content, news, infographics, I was also curious about sharing content. So I was finding great visual content on Pinterest, and I was sharing on Twitter. So I was tweeting like 20 times per day. I was showing gratitude to my followers for appreciating and retweeting my stuff. I think gratitude has built my career. I have been followed by Forbes. I have interacted with American Airlines that praised my SlideShare PowerPoint presentation. I have been followed by Fortune 500 brands. Top executives, and as you grow your cloud score from 58 in 2014 to 80 in 2018, it means that you are curious, you are driven, you are motivated, you have thick
So
skin.
Vladimir, I want to, just for our audience, because you're a
Yes.
digital expert, but not everyone is. So
So
let's
I think building your presence is very important, Dinis. Building your website, building your presence on X, Twitter, Medium. You need to share. I shared my 45 videos on YouTube. I have become a public speaker, and I have won certified speaker awards in the last 5 years because storytelling has put me on the global map. So if anyone wants to remain competitive and thrive in the age of AI, they need to become a better storytellers.
No, fantastic. So let's go right now. I want to touch some areas that you mentioned there. So let's look at the tools. I think because the challenge is that even me, that I think both you and me, of course, have quite a digital big presence, but the challenge I face is, even if I look at my team, is understanding how to use these tools first, because of course everyone can use Twitter, or X, Instagram, anything else, but like you said, there's Thinkers 360, there's the tools, and this is normally the 0.01%. Okay, so I would like to see from the tools. First of all, let's explain, if you could shortly explain. You mentioned Analytica, you mentioned Thinkers 360. Let's do a bit of education here, because I always like to push this to our audience. Why these tools are so important. And for instance, in your website, there's a lot of explanations about this. Actually, I will put all of this. But for instance, let's start by Analytica, or Thinkers 360. And you mentioned as well, for instance, the scores and why this is so important. Because in the end of the day, I think there's a big divorce and divide of people understanding this. And I've been talking with the most intelligent people. And for instance, you mentioned cred, there's clout.
Yes.
So, and this, of course, for me and you, it's kind of a taken. But for people listening to us, it's not taken at all. And I think this is a big challenge for universities. And I completely agree with what you said. The universities have to understand this and take this serious. So I would like to touch, if you could explain that.
I think nobody is aware of Thinkers 360 at the major universities. It is a big mistake because they are not curious. They don't know anything about cred. I think they don't even inform their students about cloud. They marketing professors are teaching marketing, and they have never tweeted. They have headline readers.
And I think you touched a very important thing. Yeah, this is the fact that I had these problems even in some of the universities I taught. The theory and the practice.
What are they teaching students? I don't understand, because students deserve to be taught something relevant and practical and actionable. that they can apply to their businesses when they leave their universities, you know. But nowadays, nobody tweets. Nobody build their websites. Nowadays, you can build your website through Mixo.io, which is based on AI. You can build your website through Mixo.io in 3 minutes without coding. And I have reinvested almost my last dollar into my website a few years ago, you know. So I was on a shoestring budget, but I was a penny saved is a penny earned when it comes to building your brand, personal brand, you know. For example, brand is why Nike is Nike, and not like a Nike CEO comes to our house, knocks on our door, and asks us to buy Nike, right? No, we buy Nike because of its brand, you know. So Nike CEO is not a good self-promotion. Nike CEO makes a great product. You agree, right? So we need to be in a brand building business, Dinis. So Thinkers 360, which is the first open platform for global thought leaders, has built my thought leadership, my credibility, my reputation. If people don't like personal branding, they should call it reputation, you know? So in 2018, in December, when I was tweeting with a vengeance, Nicholas, who is a founder of Thinkers 360, reached out to me and invited me to join Thinkers 360 in December 2018. So 7 years ago, right? So I joined, I edited my portfolio. I mean, I only had one podcast interview in 2018 and 3 awards, Dinis, from Analytica, 3 awards and 1 podcast interview. But in the last 7 years, I have had 150 media interviews, 200 global awards. I mean, I have reached incredible heights because Thinkers 360, which is the first open platform for global thought. So whoever is listening to me now, it is very important to join Thinkers 360 and to start creating great content. So Thinkers 360, if Thinkers 360 recognize you among top 50 global thought leaders, this award can put you on the global map. You know?
So let's go. So Vladimir, I want to, because so first of all, for people listening to us, of course, let's say what is Thinkers 360, and what is Cred. If you could just explain what is these platforms, because of course,
Cred measures your influence and outreach. So I think my influence score on Cred is 90 70, and my outreach is 10 or something, you know. But I have not checked out Cred scores for a long time but I was checking regularly on from 2014 2022 as I remember. So Cred recognized me top 1 global social media influencer. So Cred measures your Twitter influence, X influence, Dinis, you know. So as you gain momentum and you grow your followers, you get more reposts, retweets, and likes. Cred increases your influence. So if more people retweet your stuff, it will increases your outreach, you know. So the more people interact with your content, these double scores increase, right? So I think I have greatly benefited from Cred. They even interviewed me. So top 1% in the world. I'm very grateful. But I think also Thinkers 360, you need to this algorithm, patent-based algorithm, gives you a specific score based on your achievements, your blog posts, your video interviews, your contribution you have to this industry, you know. So if you publish your books, I think adding books to Thinkers 360 gives you higher scores, as I remember. So as you, for example, you have one of the best podcasts in the world. It means that you are getting ahead in terms of skyrocketing your Thinkers 360 scores in different domains, in AI or digital or marketing, because you create content consistently, Dinis. So consistent action creates consistent results, Dinis, you know?
No, I'm completely. And so I want to touch, Vladimir, and we passed 1 hour, so I want to just a couple more questions. So I'm familiar with these tools. Of course, I've been using them for a long time, but I wanted for you to highlight because I think people don't understand and they don't know about these tools. But one of the questions, so you've been as well educating thousands of people and mentoring some of them, and you are with universities. So let's go on the elephant in the room. So of course we have a big elephant in the room, is like AI effectively is going to destroy the jobs we have today. And the first ones, this is even Obama, former president of the United States, is highlighting this, that the first jobs that are going, like you said, are white collar jobs and are going to be even financial jobs, software development, marketing, and a lot of this. And I think what we've been talking in this interview is the importance of how we can actually focus on creating new revenue streams and new, I would say, gig economy, creative economy models. The challenge is, for instance, like, and I think you touched, for instance, you and me are thought leaders. It's not natural for us. But if it's a coach that has, for instance, I give an example, a coach that is teaching about fitness and he wants to make a career of that. Or a small restaurant, like a medium small restaurant, that has to create his own community to keep his clients. So the challenge is that most of this depends, of course, I'm in London, so I'm quite privileged because we have fantastic infrastructure. But if you are in Belize, the capital of Georgia, or if you are in a country in Kenya or in Egypt, or you are in Latin America, this is completely different because there's the language, there's the access even to the internet, there's access to a lot of different things. So I want to, from your experience coaching people in particular, and as well working with top universities, what are the major challenges that you're trying to solve? Because in the end of the day, your audience and your success is the capacity to empower people. And that's the challenge I find, even to pass this to my own ecosystem. Because, for instance, I give an example, and I asked you before, there's a lot of people with 40s plus losing their jobs. And even people, for instance, software developer right now can have a package for $200,000 per year or more, 300 or even $500,000. That is going to disappear unless you know how to use the digital tools or AI. So how do you see this and how you can empower people with your experience?
Well, it is very dismal, gloomy that, I mean, AI is taking so many people's jobs, and it is a reality. It is reality. And just imagine that the AI wave is coming, Dinis, So you are like a surfer with a good surfboard, and you don't need to get rid of your surfboard. You need to use this surfboard to navigate through the waves, right? That is artificial intelligence. So you need to be curious. You need to become a lifelong learner. You need to YouTube has become everyone's university, and whatever you love, you want to study or learn to explore, you can explore everything for free on YouTube. It does not break a bank just to discipline yourself, to sit down, to explore, to be patient, and to be enthusiastic about what you are exploring. So I think YouTube has become my university. It has YouTube levels a playing field. So even if you go to top business schools, they will never teach you anything about content creation, influencer marketing, generative AI tools, blogging, storytelling. Life is simple, Dinis. It is supply, demand, attention, and storytelling. So we need to tell our stories to win their attention. And after that, once we win attention, retention is everything. Lifetime value and retention. So once we retain attention, we need to start developing relationships. So lifetime value, retention, and developing relationships are very important. So as generative AI tools, I would say that it is much easier to create great content. Of course, from 2014 to 2022, I was building my personal brand across various channels. I did not have these tools. I used to hire graphic designers, but because of generative AI tools, I will not need to hire graphic designers because I will reduce costs. And because of, according to the World Economic Forum, graphic designers are losing their jobs. Do you agree?
But that is the question. So you are a global influencer in marketing. And my question right now There was, I think there was this Jensen from NVIDIA, Jensen Wang, that said the people. So AI is going to take the jobs mostly worldwide, but the people that know how to use AI will keep and create new jobs. So, for instance, as an influencer in marketing, and let's touch that part. You are a global influencer in marketing. So you are telling me, and of course we know this data, that most of the marketing jobs are going to disappear. So how can we, and of course we're talking here about personal brand, but what I'm trying to provoke you as well in a good way is how we can actually create a narrative of hope. Because you are in Georgia, there's a lot of young population. And for instance, if you look at Africa, Africa is the fast growing population in the world. The average age of every African is 18 years. So they are getting into the university or they're getting into a career. And actually, ironically, a huge part of the world population is still very young. There's a percentage that is very old, and there's a percentage that is very young. And the percentage that is very young is much bigger. So I think the challenge, and you are an audience that is quite young as well, most of your audience is worldwide. How can we, like you said, the universities are partly failing, but we still need universities. So, and as well, you are working with universities. So the universities are recognizing they need people like you. But what I'm trying to do is for people listening to us, I think there's a big challenge that is we can tell the facts, or it's like don't give the fish, teach people how to fish. And the challenge right now is that we are giving the fish and the AI is giving a fish and it's making people obese, digital obese, and AI overdose. I think we are getting AI overdose, digital overdose, but a lack of tools. And I think your example, that's why I wanted to portray your example. First, let's look at your work with Techstars. As a mentor of Techstars, which is the most famous tech accelerator in the world, you are dealing with the best tech companies in the world.
Yes.
So let's use this case and eventually 2 or 3 cases you can do to empower people in the right way, wherever they are in the world.
Well, I'm very honored just to be associated with Techstars because Techstars does not work with everyone in the world. But as I applied to become a mentor at Techstars and I was approved as a mentor in 2023 in Saudi Arabia and also in Detroit, it is a huge honor that you in New York City Techstars Accelerator asks me to recommend some startups, the most promising startups. And I think some tips that I share with my startup owners at Techstars is to forget ads because I think more than 1 billion people have ad blockers on mobile devices, Dinis. And so it is nobody sees, trust, believes also it's because more than $50 billion wasted on advertisements annually. But I think that the best deal in marketing is Super Bowl ads because I think more than 150 million Americans watch Super Bowl ads. So if they buy one spot for $8 million, of course, ROI is huge. But in other cases, I think social media nowadays, there are 8.2 billion people in the world, 5.8 billion mobile users, 5.6 billion internet users, and more than 5.2 billion social media users. So, as they say, fish where the fish are, but respect the fish, Dinis.
I love it. I love it. No, I appreciate. And so coming back to Techstars, I want to touch this, and I think probably in the last part of the interview. So the work with Techstars, like you said, this extremely successful network of one of the top, if not the top, accelerator in the world, and is looking at very advanced companies. So you mentioned about advertisement, but for instance, how can we empower the next generation of entrepreneurs? Because the challenge is, ironically, there's more opportunities than ever, but there's as well a perception of division, a perception of disturbance, and as well disruption. And that is the narrative that I think, and you are very positive and very persistent. I admire that a lot. How can we push that narrative, but in a good way? I'm sure that's what your audience wants as well.
Well, we need to give more than we take. We need to be giver than takers. So customers love companies, influencers who give more than they take. And as I have given more through my tweets, through my YouTube videos, through my podcast appearances, through my lectures, I think I'm a giver to the taker. So I care about my legacy. And I still believe that anyone should become a long-term thinker, not only short-term and medium-term, in the long term. So if you think about what happens in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 months, you need to start thinking about what happens in the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 15 years. Because, for example, long-term thinking is what sets Jeff Bezos apart. And I love also the quote of Jeff Bezos, who said that if you double the number of experiments you do per year, you double your inventiveness. So the more experimental you become, the better, Dinis. I mean, I love sending a trial balloon every single day to see what is working, what is not working. And I think we also need to become optimists in life. So we need to start seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. So we need to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We need to see, because you are always close to your goals, but majority of people give up when they are very close to their goals. Dinis, do you agree?
Yes.
So you need to be persistent. You need to be disciplined. You need to be curious. You need to be in the listening business. You need to have social influence skills. You need to be agile. You need to be flexible. You need to be driven, motivated, So you need to have a beginner's mindset, Dinis. Beginner's mindset, because expert minds, they have only a few options, but beginner's mindset has infinite opportunities, Dinis,
That's a very inspiring part. So, Vladimir, I think, we wrapping up. We passed already more than 1 hour. So I'm very grateful to have you here. And I love your passion. I think as well, your persistence on this. So we're going to put all the links. So last advice. So in your website, you have quite a lot of areas where you work. So what would be the message you pass to especially young audience that are struggling? Because I think what I admire about you is that you build a fantastic career based on your passion, based on your energy, but as well, you invest a lot and you keep investing. And like you said, you're a continuous learner. But I think one message that you pass to our audience, and as well how they can engage with you.
My one message is to build your own path rather than follow the crowd.
Fantastic.
So if you build your own path, you need to build your own scenario, Dinis, So you need to be curious. But I love the quote of Albert Einstein, who said that knowledge will take you from A to B, or logic, but imagination will take you everywhere. So my imagination, Dinis, has taken me everywhere, to the United States, to the UK, to the UAE. I was curious. That's why I attended a conference in Dubai. I started tweeting. I connected with many like-minded people. I built my website. I won awards. I became a judge, #1 in the world, a mentor. So it has had a snowball effect on my career growth, Dinis. Curiosity,
That's a wonderful, inspiring way to go. So, Vladimir, it's an honor to have you here. Continuation of a big success and the growth of a big audience, and especially inspiring people from all over the world, especially young people. That's what I love about it, because we
So
need
and Dinis, I would also add that my last words: nothing is impossible. In impossible, it even says I'm possible.
Thank you so much. Okay, it's an honor to have you here, Vladimir, and the
Thank you.
best of success for you. Thank you.
You too.